What's up, Sydney here. I'm with David, and today we are talking about Netflix's first Danish original show, The Rain.
And of course, you're going to see, people walking around, empty cities. Like, wait a minute, is this just another Walking Dead? And no, this is not your typical post-apocalyptic series. I think it stands out from other series like The Walking Dead because there's purpose behind everything that the kids are doing in this series. I mean, not that The Walking Dead doesn't have purpose, but The Walking Dead sometimes can get, they can stay in one area for a long time. They can go to the jail, they can go to the farm. These kids are moving because they have to move because when the rain falls, people die.
People do die. So the rain is actually an airborne virus that will give you a pretty violent death.
Yeah, it's brutal. Yeah, people are convulsing and throwing up, and I mean it's not something you want something to happen to you. So we have our two main characters.
Yes.
We have Rasmus and Simone, and their story starts at school, at high school. Dad comes and gets the kids. Rain's falling from the sky. Everybody's going crazy. They go down in a bunker. 6 years later, this is where our story begins.
Exactly, and I think that kind of points to, you're in this post-apocalyptic world, but it's a different kind of take because there's still hope. Not everyone is dead. You're not running from zombies, at least nothing we've seen yet. Instead, you're trying to find this cure or supposed cure. Is there a cure? I don't know.
Yeah, from all that we've seen so far, and again, we're not going to go into big spoilers here, is that we know that Simone and Rasmus's dad is a scientist. And maybe he knows something, maybe he doesn't. We're really not sure, but they're separated from him, so we need to find a new group of allies, which is why I really like this series so much, because instead of having mostly adults with maybe a few kids around, they're pretty much just all teenagers, so it kind of gives it, The Walking Dead mixed with a little bit of the Hunger Games.
Yeah, and there's a certain amount of lightness being that they're mostly teenagers, it's a younger group, they're a little bit naive, and I think that brings a really fresh take to the approach of surviving in this really desolate world.
And I mean, there are scary elements to this. I mean, again, there's no zombies coming out to grab you in the woods, but as they are going through these woods in Denmark outside of Copenhagen, there are other factions, there's other people. As you can imagine, if you've seen a post-apocalyptic show before, if you've seen a movie like Mad Max or The Walking Dead, people get a little crazy. So you're gonna see a lot of different versions of people. You can have this group of kids, but then other people that, might not want to be friends with them. So those can be pretty scary elements.
Yeah, and actually when they're in kind of like an urban setting, they do run into more factions of people, and there's a lot of visual kind of callbacks to The Walking Dead.
Yeah, I mean, just like the way the cities, the cars on the bridges, everything, all the visual look of this definitely resembles The Walking Dead. But like I was saying, like season 1 of The Walking Dead ended with Rick and the group going to the CDC in Atlanta and trying to find out like what's actually going on. Why is this happening? And then they never really go back to that. They don't really address that again in The Walking Dead. Whereas this show, again, I'm not going into spoilers, but moves with a purpose. These kids want to figure out what's going on. They want to try to help people. So like I said, there is that, like you said, there's that hope. That element of hope. And I think this is a series definitely that's worth checking out when it comes out. You're gonna be able to watch all 8 episodes on May 4th on Netflix.
Speaking of Netflix, don't forget to check out our review of Requiem and why we think it is one of Netflix's best horror series, and our season 1 review of Lost in Space, a fun sci-fi adventure despite having some villain problems. And as always, don't forget to follow and subscribe wherever you like to watch IGN.